Hello friends, subscribers and new viewers of this channel, and welcome to Machine Learning and AI Tutorials. In this video tutorial we are going to explain how to install and run locally a quantized version of Mistral Small 3.1. But before we start with explanations, let's briefly explain the basics of this model. Mistral 3.1 is built upon Mistral Small 3. And it's a new model that comes with improved text performance, multimodal understanding, and an expanded context window of up to 128,000 tokens. So what is a multimodal understanding? Multimodal understanding, watch out, I said multimodal with O, not multimodal. Multimodal means that this particular model can understand text and images. That is, you can provide and ask questions, or you can basically provide an image and ask a question about a particular image. And one of the main advantages of this model is its latency, or the speed of execution. And over here you can see latency per milliseconds per token, and you can see where the Mistral over here stands. And you can see other competitors such as GPT-4o Mini, Gemma, and Claude. Okay, so it looks like this should be a faster model. However, still we have to verify this. Okay, let's talk about the installation strategy. Well, if you go to the Hugging Face repository, which is suggested way of installing by the official website, you'll see this model over here. And although it's written over here 24 billion parameter model, if you click on files and if you see how big is the model is super big. So the strategy over here that you need to follow is to download not this full model, that is not the model in the full precision BF16, but instead to download the quantized version. And this is especially the strategy you should follow if you have a GPU with lower VRAM memory. For example, in my case, I'm having NVIDIA 3090 GPU, and in this case, I'm not going to go with this full-size model or the model in full precision, since most likely this model cannot be executed on my GPU, and I need to go with quantized version. And if you go to this famous repository over here, you will find quantized versions of Mistral. And go down over here, and you can see different versions. You can see the full model or model in full precision. Here it is. And you can see Q8 quantized, Q6 quantized, etc. In my case, since I'm having a GPU with 24 GB of VRAM, I will either go with this model, or maybe this model over here. On the other hand, if you have a GPU with lower VRAM, you might even try these models over here, which are still okay model. Okay, so that's the first strategy. We are going to download just this file over here, but now the main question is how to run this file. Well, for that purpose, you have several options. The first option is to use llama.cpp. Namely, llama cpp is a command line tool where you can execute this program by using just a single code line. And another strategy that we will follow in this tutorial is to use LM Studio. So far on this YouTube channel I didn't use LM Studio simply because LM Studio is a black box method of executing models. However, for these type of models where you get a single file, it might be more beneficial that you use LM Studio. Consequently, let's summarize the strategy. The strategy goes like this. First, we are going to install LM Studio, and then we are going to download one of the models from here. I'm going to explain you how to properly set up that model in LM Studio, and you will be able to run the model by, for example, interacting with the model by using this text prompt. For example, solve a quadratic equation, and let's put something like this: x squared plus 5x is 0, and let's click on send, and let's see what will happen. And here it is. Now the model is executed, and you can see that LM Studio has even a latex render, so you will be able to nicely interface and interact with the model. Okay, let's start. The first step is to download and install LM Studio. To do that, go to the lmstudio.ai website and click on Download LM Studio for Windows and save it in the Downloads folder. Let's install LM Studio. To install LM Studio, let's go to the Downloads folder and let's click on the file over here, and this should install LM Studio. Let's install it for all the users. Let's choose this default destination, and now we are installing LM Studio. Note over that I'm installing 0.3.13 version, however, any other version will work perfectly. After LM Studio is installed, you will see this window. Let's deselect this and let's manually start LM Studio. Simply click here and search LM Studio, and let's start LM Studio and let's see if it's working or not. Okay, let's wait for a while, and here we are. After some time you will see this screen, and you can, for example, test LLM or test LM Studio by clicking here and getting your first LLM, and they will select Deep Sea Carbon Distilled. So let's download and let's test it before we do anything else. It's going to take maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 minutes to download this file, depending on how fast is your internet connection. And simply you can click here to start a new chat. So let's test and see if LM is working, and let's ask who are you, and let's see what's happening. However, here you can see no model selected, and this is what you need to do. You need to first select the model. Okay, to do that, the easiest approach is simply to load the model, and let's ask again, who are you? And click here and let's see what's happening. And you can see that the model responds. This means that LM Studio is properly installed, and we can proceed further. The next step is to figure out where LM Studio stores models. So let's learn how to do that. Well, if you observe this menu over here, click on My Models, and over here, click on these 3 dots and click on Open in File Explorer. And if you click on this folder over here, you will see where the models are being stored. So the idea over here is to go to the Hugging Face website, that is, go over here, download a particular model, and then we are going to create this folder structure over here. That is, we are going to create the folder with the model name, and then inside of that folder we are going to copy the GGUF downloaded file. So that's the basic idea. Okay, so let's briefly analyze models over here. If you scroll down, you should look and analyze what's written over here. The first column represents the quant type, the second column is the file side, and the third and the fourth columns represent the split and description. You should focus on the first, second one, and the fourth one. So quantization type means basically model order reduction. You sacrifice a part of model accuracy to reduce the model size and such that you can execute it on your GPU. In my case, I'm having a GPU with 24 GB of VRAM, so I should go maybe with this model or maybe this model. Okay, so let's, for example, download this model over here. And let's click over here. And then you can simply save the file, or I think the better option is maybe you just click here and download. Okay. And now the download process will start. Note over here that we are downloading around 17 gigabytes, and it's going to take several minutes to do so. Consequently, be patient. Okay, now the model is downloaded. Let's go to the downloads folder and let's verify that the model exists. Here is the file. The next step is to create a folder inside LM Studio community over here, and let's name this folder properly. To find the proper name, go over here and look at this name over here. So simply select this and copy this. Then let's go back to this folder, do the right click, click new, and click on folder over here and paste this name. And that's it. Okay, now we have the folder. Then let's go to the downloads folder over here. I'm going to press Ctrl X to cut this file, or you can simply copy this file and paste it inside of this newly created folder. And here it is. Good. Let's see now, will LM Studio recognize the model? You can see that immediately the model is being recognized. However, let's just close over here LM Studio. Make sure that LM Studio is also closed here by doing right click and clicking on Quit LM Studio, and then over here click search for LM Studio, and let's see again if the model is there. Yes, the model is here, which is really good. Okay, now let's go over here and let's see what we need to do. We need to load the model such that we can use it. So let's click over here and let's select this newly downloaded model, and let's hope that everything will be fine. So let's click here and let's see what's happening over here. At the same time, let's click here on Task Manager and let's click on Performance and let's see what's happening. You can see now that the model is loaded inside of my GPU memory over here. It might still take longer to download the model or to upload the model to my GPU memory. However, you will see that it's currently there. It's around 14 gigabyte. Okay, so let's ask a question. Who are you? And let's see the answer. Send, and let's see, is the model working? The model is working. Good, awesome. Okay, basically that's it. Simple as that, not a big deal. Of course, you can test some other models, such as, for example, let me show you over here. If you click on this GitHub repository, you can see that this person uploaded a bunch of models over here. Good. Okay, that's all for today. I hope that you like this video. If you like the videos I'm creating, please press the like and subscribe buttons, and see you in the next video tutorial.